Good morning and welcome to the Diamond Breakfast.
Good morning, Comrade Smega, and good morning, viewers, wherever you are. Hope you are okay.
Now, Mr. Chipenzi, there's been different stakeholders who had been calling for this postponement. We've also seen some who wanted it to be maintained, that the nominations that were initially scheduled for today should still carry on. But this has not been the case, as the Commission has gone ahead to postpone it. Do you think this was the best decision they made?
Well, we are taken aback. We are actually very surprised and shocked that the Commission would have treaded such a path to postpone a nomination and postponed the by-election date when we have not seen any regulations or statutory instrument that has been signed to that effect to cancel the area statutory instrument that that set out the dates. I think we feel this is the impunity that we have been talking about in our institutions of governance. Perusing through the legal framework that governs the electoral process in Zambia, we have not come across any clause or law that mandates the Electoral Commission of Zambia to set aside a date that it has already gazetted because of a funeral, because of a mourning. That has not been there. The Commission is given mandate under Article 57, Clause 3, to set the date by regulations, to set the date by regulations, the place when the elections and where the elections are going to be held, or the by-election. But there's nowhere where it says that when there is a funeral of a former president or there's a national mourning, then the elections should be cancelled. The only aspect where the Commission has got the mandate to cancel an election or to postpone an election, which should be falling within the date, is when they have established that the elections will not be free and fair. That is under Section 57 of the Electoral Process Act. Another aspect where the Commission is supposed to postpone voting, it's at the polling station level and is under Section 56 of the Electoral Process Act. So even when you read its statement yesterday, it does not cite any law. It does not cite any regulation. It does not cite any rule that the Commission used to postpone the date that they have set. Actually, the best that they should have done was to issue another gazette, so to say, or whatever they call it, whether it's an statutory instrument, to saying that they have cancelled the area dates for nominations. And imagine the nominations were supposed to be today, and they issue the statement yesterday in the evening. Just imagine the inconveniences that has been caused just because someone is emotionally attached by the demise of our president, which is true, but that should not make us start breaking the laws of our land. ECZ and elections are law-sensitive activities. You cannot just wake up and because you are emotionally charged, then you start saying, no, I've cancelled the election. The elections will be held after the funeral. I think that is setting a very bad precedence that will be going to haunt us in the coming years.
So, is there any way that the Commission or even just the stakeholders involved here would have accorded any form of respect to the former Republican president who passed on Friday while this process would have carried on? What would have been the best way of going about this while according respect to this time of national mourning still?
Well, one thing that, the government did suspend all entertainment activities or activities of entertainment nature.
And social
I
gatherings.
don't think that, yes, the Minister of Information actually did announce that all activities of entertainment nature has been or have been postponed or has been suspended during this period of mourning, 7-day period of mourning. Okay? And I don't think that the commission considers, I don't think that the commission, and I might be mistaken if the commission is considering election as an entertainment. An election is not a social gathering. It's not a social gathering. It's like saying that now, because of the funeral, there will be no even gathering at the funeral house, because that's a social gathering itself. Okay, and you have the schools. Are you saying that now the schools have also been learning has been cancelled because of social gathering that has been cancelled? The answer is no. So the election is not an entertainment. Election is not a social gathering. Election is an activity that is legally permitted when it's permitted. Okay, and actually it would even be helpful had they gone ahead, because one, they would have even minimized the number, only the number of people that are required. You only require, is it 9 people? 9 people for you to be nominated. Only 9 people to be nominated. It's a very quiet process if it's handled very well. Very quiet process. It's not an entertainment. It's nothing. And we would have learned from the previous election. If you remember, our first founding president died in June at the helm or at the hilt of campaigns. And the commission never issued any statement to that effect that they have suspended campaigns because we are mourning or we have lost our founding president. What the commission did was just to remain quiet and allowed the political parties, out of their own volition, out of their own sensitiveness, they decided to suspend campaigns for 1 week, others for 2 weeks, and so on and so forth. And that is how it's supposed to be, because the commission follows the law. Under normal circumstances, if we are to follow these precedents, the commission would have actually even pushed the elections forward to say, well, since there's a funeral that has occurred, then the elections will be held on 24th August and not on the 12th August. But they didn't, because they realized that they follow the rules. Elections about the rules. Any other is actually manipulation and can cause problems. And in this case, and we are hoping that the commission did consult the stakeholders, of which us as stakeholders, we are not consulted. Perhaps they consulted the political party or whoever they consulted. You cannot change the law, okay, on your own. You go to parliament to change the law. You cannot change the law on your own. Only parliament has got the power to change the law. The next stage of changing the law is to go to court, where you say this thing cannot work, and the court will pronounce itself whether to invalidate that law or indeed to maintain the law. So what I'm trying to say is that under the current provisions of the law, unless I'm proven to the contrary, there is no provision in the Electoral Act, in the Constitution. The by-elections are managed under Article 57. There is nowhere where it says that by-elections can be postponed based on a funeral or on a death of a president. But by-elections or election date or nomination dates can be rescheduled based on the death of the candidate, on the resignation of the candidate, and on the disqualification of the candidate. And that is under Article 52, sub-Article 6 of our constitution. So any other, we don't know. And this is why we are challenging the commission to say which law did they use? If it's the law of emotion, where is it written in the current laws that we are using to run our election?